Welcome to the official channel of Faith Freedom International. The topic of this video is, was the Quran for the benefit of Muhammad or mankind? This video is part 2 of 4. If you have not watched part 1 yet, we recommend you look at that first. Let's continue now. We will look at the background to the revelations in chapter 24 of the Quran. These verses were revealed because when Aisha returned home late one time, there were suggestions that she might have been in a relationship with a younger man. The following Bukhari hadith describes the background for the revelation regarding the requirement of 4 witnesses for proving a charge of adultery against a woman. Bukhari 5:59, 462. Muhammad's favorite wife Aisha was accused of cheating on her polygamous husband. 3 witnesses corroborated the event, but Muhammad did not want to believe it, and so established the arbitrary rule that 4 witnesses are required. Here are the relevant Quranic verses that were revealed in this connection. Quran 24:4. And those who accuse free women, then do not bring 4 witnesses to adultery, flog them. Quran 24:13. Why did they not bring 4 witnesses of it? But as they have not brought witnesses, they are liars before Allah. Clearly one can see that if 3 witnesses are not sufficient to prove a case, then there is no guarantee that a 4th witness is going to be of much help in proving the truth. However, the lack of a 4th witness was indeed helpful for Muhammad because it saved Aisha, his child bride and favorite wife. Verse 24:31 says that women should draw their veils over their bosoms. The reason behind the revelation of this verse can be found in the following hadith in Volume 1, Book 4, number 148. Narrated Aisha. The wives of the Prophet used to go to Al-Manasi, a vast open place near Bakia at Medina, to answer the call of nature at night. Umar used to say to the Prophet, "Let your wives be veiled." But Allah's apostle did not do so. One night, Sauda bint Sama, the wife of the Prophet, went out at Isha time, and she was a tall lady. Umar addressed her and said, "I have recognized you, O Sauda." He said so as he desired eagerly that the verses of Al-Hijab, the observing of veils by the Muslim women, may be revealed. So Allah revealed the verses of Al-Hijab, a complete body cover excluding the eyes. Here we see that it was Umar who initiated the process of the revelation for verse 24:31. Umar wanted to see the ladies being covered with a veil, and that is why he requested Allah's messenger to address the matter. Allah must have been most grateful to Umar for his advice. He was just waiting for Umar to remind him. So the verse was rendered immediately to Muhammad because Allah thought it was a valid point. We shall now see how Allah, who is termed as the all-wise creator, is concerned more about the personal matters of Muhammad's life rather than mankind for whom the book was revealed. Quran 9:61. And among them are those who annoy the Prophet and say, "He is all ear." Say, his giving ear to all is for your good. He believes in Allah and believes the faithful, and is a mercy for those of you who believe. And those who annoy the messenger of Allah shall have a grievous punishment. The Quran is supposed to be guidance for all mankind. Shouldn't the author of the Quran, who claims to be the creator of this universe, be telling us some useful things rather than worrying about whether his prophet is annoyed or not with petty matters? What good are these verses to future generations? The only person who benefits from this verse is the Prophet of Islam, that is, Muhammad, alone. 33:53 is another such verse. Let's read it in its entirety. O you who believe, do not enter the Prophet's home, especially at mealtime, unless you have been granted permission. If you are invited to dine at the Prophet's home, arrive on time, not too early, and disperse after you have finished eating. Do not overstay and linger on in conversation. That bothers the Prophet, and he is too embarrassed to tell you. But Allah is not ashamed of telling the truth. When you have to ask the wives of the Prophet about anything, do so from across the screen. That is more upright, and it keeps your and their hearts more unadulterated. It is not right for you to aggravate the Prophet, and it is improper for you to ever marry any of his wives after his death. Indeed, that, according to Allah, is a serious offense. Muhammad does not like people staying around his house for too long, and therefore a revelation comes to his aid. Moreover, Muhammad feels insecure regarding his wives because he suspects that his younger wives may find young men more attractive, so now there is a revelation that tells believers that they can speak to Muhammad's wives only if the wives are hidden behind a screen. How much more obvious can it be to conclude that the Quran was written for the benefit of Muhammad? Now let's turn our focus on how Muhammad used the Quran to get women for himself. Muhammad was earning a reputation of being a womanizer and had 11 wives in his harem, some of whom were acquired with the help of revelations. Take note of the reason behind the revelation of Quranic verse 33:51. Narrated Aisha. I used to look down upon those ladies who had given themselves to Allah's apostle, and I used to say, can a lady give herself to a man? But when Allah revealed, you, O Muhammad, can postpone the turn of whom you will of them your wives, and you may receive any of them whom you will, and there is no blame on you if you invite one whose turn you have set aside temporarily. Now Aisha, the mother of the believers, also made the same observations as we do. Sahih al-Bukhari, 660, number 311. I said to the Prophet, I feel that your Lord hastens in fulfilling your wishes and desires. There is another hadith where we see that Aisha did not see Gabriel, whom Muhammad claimed to see and hear. Bukhari 4:54, number 440. The Prophet said, Aisha, this is Gabriel. He sends his greetings and salutations to you. Aisha replied, salutations and greetings to him. Then addressing the Prophet, she said, you see what I don't see. Was Muhammad lying here, or was he just deluded? We hope our part 2 out of the series was helpful, but stay tuned because we are not finished yet. This video will be followed with part 3 and part 4, where we will expand on a topic we have already hinted about regarding how Muhammad used the Quran to acquire women. Part 3 will deal with the Muhammad, Zainab, and Zaid issue, while part 4 will deal with the Muhammad Maria issue. Thank you for watching this part, and see you in the next part.